Hello everybody, this is Stephen Howson and this is a special Friday edition of The Warm Down. I didn't do a review of the game last night because I thought I'd collect my thoughts together and I'd do one today. And I don't really know where to begin with what we saw in the Manchester United game last night. I do think that we just scraped through a little bit. Celta Vigo weren't great, but Manchester United weren't great either. One thing that we did see immediately, and I thought it was obvious, although there's some people disagreeing with that online, is that Paul Pogba back in the team was a massive influence on Manchester United, a massive creative force, and a lot of the chances that we was creating came on the back of Paul Pogba's incisive passing, early passing, and quality passing, and that is what we've missed in the middle. I thought he offered that little bit of physical barrier. I also mentioned that I thought on the full-time Devils one, I thought Fellaini was a little bit of a passenger in that game. I don't think he was offering much with the ball at his feet, and he was out of the way on the right-hand side when we was defending. I really didn't think Fellaini had the greatest of games. I've seen people criticising Herrera's performance. I thought he was okay with the ball at his feet, but I thought a lot of Herrera's work was doing the dirty work and breaking down attacks and giving it to the likes of Pogba and others to go and do what they need to do. Lingard's come in for criticism again, and I don't understand what people's criticism of Lingard is. He doesn't start every game, and I don't think he will start every game, but I think sometimes important games when you need a little bit of a grafter. I understand, Anthony Martial is a better footballer than Jesse Lingard. I don't think many people would argue about that, but sometimes you need a specific job being done. Now, people flip that argument and say, well, what about Fellaini? But I don't think Fellaini fits a specific job. I don't understand what the role is that he's fulfilling in the team that nobody else could do better. Jesse Lingard offers movement, work rate, and a lot of in-between-the-lines play and closing down and pressing that you don't get from the likes of Martial. Martial will give you a lot more quality output, certainly a lot better finishing and a lot more threat with goals. But Jesse Lingard also crops up with those important goals as well. So I think it's madness. On one hand, people will criticise Lingard and want to bring on Martial, but then they'll criticise the manager. And an example being the Watford away game where Martial was out of position, wasn't doing his defensive duty, and United conceded, which Jose Mourinho pulled out in the press conference. Now, he wasn't ripping into him, he was just stating the fact that he wasn't in the right position. Now, I don't think Lingard's perfect, I certainly don't think Martial's perfect, and I think there's a lot of other stuff in the squad that people are needing to learn. I thought Rashford had a pretty decent game. We didn't really have any dominance in the game that you could really see from people that was coming in and trying to really create stuff. It was quite an open game, but this is a semi-final in a European competition. Whether Celta Vigo are a relatively average side in La Liga or not, I don't think that's relevant. I think what's relevant is that this is a one step away from a final, and I think that they came and they played and they tried, and ultimately we kept them to a clean sheet and we got an away goal. So ultimately, as I said a couple of weeks ago, I'm taking results right now over performances, and I think that was what we saw last night against Celta Vigo. Which means now we've got to look forward to next Thursday, and in between that you've got Arsenal. I'm going to do an Arsenal preview probably later tonight or first thing in the morning, so make sure you go and check that out. That's just focusing on the Arsenal. So I'm briefly going to touch on the Arsenal game, where I think he is going to rotate quite heavily. That's literally all I'm going to say on the Arsenal game. I'll do a full preview on what the strengths and weaknesses of Arsenal are and what our strengths and weaknesses and how we can potentially combat that will be. So make sure you go and check that one out. But I think that we have to look to next Thursday. The win away has definitely moved some of our chips closer to putting them all on the Europa League. A defeat on Sunday or a draw on Sunday will probably move our entire collection of chips over to the Europa League side. At the moment, I think he's spreading it a little thin. He's going some this way and he's going some this way. But I do think that come a poor result on Sunday, which unfortunately is what I think we're going to get. I think we're only going to get a draw at best over there. Although we could get a win, I don't think we're going to. I think that all of the chips will then be placed into the Europa League basket on Thursday night. And I think once we do that, I do think we get a win at home. I think we get a win with relative ease. But the Ajax question. Ajax look absolutely phenomenal in their semi-final first leg against Lyon. They're having a relative easy run of things in Eredivisie. I don't think they're top of the league. Actually, I'll check that while we're on, because I think they're second in the league. Yes, they are second in the league. They're a couple of points off. 4 points off with only a couple of games to play, so the chances that they're going to win the league are very, very slim. It looks like it's Feyenoord's already sewn up a couple more draws on their behalf. and that's why they're in second place, similar to Manchester United's season on a smaller scale. Ajax fielded a very young side, even bringing off Patrick Kluivert's son late in the game, and he looks like a player. I think he's more of a right winger than a centre forward, but I do think this Ajax side can cause us problems. I think they've got some wonderful footballers, and the way they absolutely tore Lyon to pieces on Wednesday night is a little bit of a warning for Manchester United, I think, because we are not firing on all cylinders. No one's going to deny that we're even close to firing on all cylinders. So I think that we have to really think about how we're going to do this. Luckily, we've got a tactical genius in Jose Mourinho, who knows how to get results in finals, who knows how to get results in semi-finals. And I think that what we're going to see from Jose Mourinho will be another bit of a tactical masterclass. Probably not so much on Thursday, but the following Wednesday, I think it's 2 weeks on Wednesday, 24th I think it is, when we see Manchester United in Stockholm, hopefully, I'm not jinxing it, but hopefully, lining up against Ajax. I mean, it's a collapse from Manchester United to lose at home, and it'll be a collapse from Ajax if they get that defeat overturned as well, or if they get that win overturned. They're scoring a lot of goals. We're not scoring a lot of goals, but we've got a very good defence. As shaky as it is, overall, we keep a lot of clean sheets. Then you've got the question of who starts, Romero or David De Gea. I'm excited. I'm excited. I was hoping that we would go into this final without needing to win it to gain Champions League qualification. I wanted to get Champions League qualification through the league and then go into this competition and win the final for the sake of winning the final. Not because it means Champions League qualification. Because for me, that's the biggest thing about the Europa League at the moment, is that you get Champions League qualification for winning it. And that don't feel right for a competition, does it? It feels like you should win a competition for the sake of winning a competition. But I do think that the reason everyone's so pumped about the Europa League is because it means Champions League qualification next season, and not because it's another trophy. So my preference would have been for Manchester United to secure 3rd or 4th in the Premier League, which is still possible. I mean, we can go and beat Arsenal this weekend, and you could see City collapse against Crystal Palace, and you could see Arsenal collapse against Liverpool collapse against Southampton, who they've got, and it's back in our hands again, which is nuts with so few games to go. But I don't have the confidence that United can then go to Spurs and Southampton before coming and playing Crystal Palace at home, needing a result in all of those 3 games to ensure it. It could happen, but the odds are not in our favour. So, I think we do end up having to go to Stockholm to win the Europa League to guarantee our place in the Champions League draw next season. And I think we're going to do it. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it sets up a great time. I mean, the Europa League, UEFA couldn't have asked for a better final, really, than Ajax and Manchester United. 2 of the best names, 2 of the biggest, most glamorous names in European competition facing off against each other in a final. That's the sort of glamour that they need. Not Liverpool. Not Middlesbrough and all these sort of pony teams that you see end up there. Didn't Fulham end up there in one year? That's not what they need. They need United. They need Ajax. That's a big draw for them. That'll probably do record numbers for a Europa final, I reckon. Wasn't last year streamed on YouTube? If it is this year as well, United will absolutely dwarf whatever Liverpool ended up with last season. But anyway, I think we're going to end up on a positive this season. I think we're going to end up with 2 trophies. And I think we're going to end up 5th in the league. By the pure fact that we've not taken our own chances and we've not really done ourselves much favours in terms of where we are, what we do, and all the rest of that sort of stuff. But I'm excited for Jose Mourinho's 2nd season, because I do think Jose Mourinho's 2nd season is always better than his 1st season, and that does excite me. Okay, we're back on the BetBull thing. So, you know what to do on BetBull by now. You can go and see what the popular bets are. You can see what people are winning with the different bulls. You can see all the different ACCAs that people are placing. You can follow them and you can bet them yourself. You can go and see who the top bulls in the world are, and you can see how much they're turning over. You can even go and see what the big yielding bets are of the moment. You can see how much people are winning on those. You can see here like people have won 5.38 times what they've bet with this stake, and they've bet this much and this, that and the other. So BetBull's a top app for your betting. and I'm going to stick an ACCA on this weekend. And if you follow my ACCA, you can win a £5 free bet on the final round of the Premier League season. So all you got to do is follow me on BetBull, but then also place this ACCA that I'm sticking on as well. I'm going to go for City at home against Palace. I think that's probably a given, as much as I'd like it not to be. I reckon, I think United's probably going to get a draw against Arsenal. So I think I'm probably going to have to go with a draw over there at the Emirates, because United have definitely got it in our locker to draw, haven't we? Let's face it. A couple more, I reckon. Liverpool at home to Southampton's probably a safe bet, unfortunately. So I don't really see us doing it. I mean, it could happen, but I don't think it will happen. Who else do we think we're going to go for here? Leicester at home to Watford. Seems like a bit of a tap-in, and maybe one more, do we think? I think we're going to go with Hull and Sunderland. That gives us nearly 15-1 odds. That's not bad. I'll take that. I think we'll have that one. And I'm going to stick a cheeky little fiver on that one, which would yield just short of 80 quid. So City to beat Palace, a draw between United and Arsenal, Liverpool, Leicester and Hull all winning their games. Fiver on that, just short of 80 quid. Go and follow me on BetBull at Mr. Stephen Howson. Go and place this ACCA yourself, and you will win a £5 free bet for every single person that bets this ACCA this weekend. So go check it out. Give yourself a little bit of spin of wheel as well. I managed to get a bit of ACCA insurance on this one. I was hoping for a 30% odds boost, but I've got ACCA insurance. So that's what I've got for this one. Go and check it out, see what you get, spin the wheel, and let me know what you think. So there's almost 200 people following me there on BetBull. Come and follow this bet this weekend and see what goes down. Alright, that'll do for me for this weekend. Just a short little warm down, solo warm down. I might be doing some more solo warm downs rather than every single time we have a guest on. I might just do a little bit of a here's my thoughts the following day after the match that United have played, especially when we've got 2 matches a week, because that's a ball ache trying to get older people and doing an hour-long thing with them. So I think we'll just keep the warm downs as a Monday thing, and then I'll do like a little bit of a warm down light, a little bit of a light jog the day after a game, and have a bit of a chat with you guys and let you know what I was thinking about that game and what I'm thinking about coming forward. So as I said, there's an Arsenal preview coming out either later tonight or first thing tomorrow, so make sure you go and check that one out as well. And you can also win some signed stuff on that one too, including a signed Wayne Rooney shirt, so definitely go and check that one out. And then we're into the thick of things, aren't we? We're back again with Celta Vigo next week. It's all going off. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a nice big fat thumbs up and let me know in the comments what's your tips for this weekend. Do you think Marco's going to do anything? I never win, so I probably don't bet mine, but you know, give it a go. See you in a bit.